What's the mother fluffing deal? Hair just fluffing around like a chicken. It's your boy at Honcho, man. Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den, the Den is the best conversation on the entire internet. Search high and low wherever you may go. You will not find a better show because of you wonderful people that join each and every evening, aka the Den folk. You guys are what makes this so great. And as always, it is my honor. It is my privilege, but more than anything, it is my pleasure to get to chop it up with you guys each and every night. We should have a very interesting topic, kind of, sort of, tonight. I'll get into it more so after we do our usual routine of judging people and the bad decisions they make while being recorded. So before we get into that, let's see who we have joining us, and then let's stop wasting time, right? Let's just go. I'm just ready to roll. Let's just rock. Yeah. Where's the button? Oh, there's this. Okay, cool. I see Culture, aka the Dom. The Dom. Oh, that's some shit Rio's into. The Don of the Discord. Those are slams. Those are leap. John, my favorite New Yorker. What's the motherfucking deal? Infinity Reform Pimp. I actually have some footage this evening of Infinity in his old days before he reformed his pimpdom. So we'll definitely check that out. Miss Bell, Northern Style. Till I see you make some Southern Style sweet tea, I refuse to believe Southern Style. Lovely Miss Cartier joining us this evening. How are you doing, ma'am? Unique Rides, how are you doing this evening? Let's see. The lovely Miss Sarah Lou, how are you doing this evening, ma'am? And well, let's rock, all right? So, I should have the whiteboard. I should just keep the whiteboard handy. I don't know if I'm gonna need it tonight. I don't think I've watched any of the stuff that I've absconded with this evening, but we got plenty of wokety wokeness that you guys love so much. This one will work. And make sure I got that open just in case I need it. All right, oopsie daisy. So, I don't know if we need violence. I don't know if we need. Maybe we're just gonna go random. The hell's my lady in there watching? Oh, that's from last night. That bitch got a weave snatched up. That was pure comedy. I'll get rid of that. We watched that last night. All right. Let's just go around. Let's just get the wokey woke shit out the way, and then this guy. This should be real interesting. And then we will get the niggadry. And do I got violence? I don't know. I might not have any violence today. Which is good. We're gonna have a peaceful day. We're gonna talk about pleasant things, right? We're gonna be nice to each other for once. Trill, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's get it. All right. I need to get some new headphones. I've had these headphones definitely since the garage days. Surprised they still work. All that sweating and shit. Let's go.
It's so familiar that if you swap out the words Taliban with GOP and...
Oh yeah, I know the Taliban.
Bro, you are the Taliban. And his name is Woke Fatty.
The religious fundamentalist terrorist organization that the United States actually funded? Yeah, they kind of created them via the Mujahideen. I bet you didn't know that. Well, it turns out they have the same policy platform as the second biggest political party in America, the Republican Party. So it would seem a rational person would think that religious fundamentalism seems to result in terrorism and radicalization.
Keeping it real time, Riley, what's the motherfucking deal?
And hatred and bigotry. So from this day forward, I'm going to call the Republican Party the White Taliban. And
I know. What did y'all hear? I'm finna go back just a couple of seconds. Delta Echo Golf, what's the motherfucking deal? This nasty motherfucker. I know I'm not tripping. Hold on.
Result in terrorism and radicalization. And hatred and bigotry. So from this day forward, I'm going to call the Republican Party the White Taliban. And I won't be debating this topic. Yes, I'm sweaty, it's hot, and I'm fucking pissed.
Nasty piece of shit. We're gonna take your advice on something. You obviously, you know, we're gonna talk. We're gonna have a good conversation this evening. We're gonna solve all of the world's problems. We're gonna solve your problems. We're gonna solve my problems. We're gonna have a result-oriented stream this evening, right? And I gotta work on getting people into just debate these terrible beliefs that the world has. Now, the world's going down the shithole, kind of like his pants. Fucking nasty motherfucker, dog. One, again, you can spot people's flaws generally by looking at them. I mean, people don't want to speak on it. People don't want to say anything about it these days. People just want to live in whatever it is. That's not natural. It's not healthy, whatever situation, condition, physical being that person is. Obvious lack of discipline at the dinner table, on the internet. I mean, it's fucking, that was like that fucking, I don't know if y'all remember y'all might not have been that time we played PUBG. I think we were on the mixer, me and Shaq Kush, and he farted and blamed it on Scotty. That was some long time ago stuff. But anyway. But this motherfucker right here is just disgusting, right? It's nasty fuck. Nasty motherfuck. I think so. It's all an illusion. What's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, so this nasty bastard, again, like I say, just an overall lack of discipline in multiple levels. So we're supposed to listen to him and take his advice. I don't care how much knowledge you have, right? If you're not applying it, if it's not applicable in your life, then what's the value of it, right? And I say certain things too, because like I said, I say these things to, check myself also, right? We have to hold ourselves to some kind of standard. That's fucking crazy shit. Anyway, let's get that bucket of lard off the screen. That's fucking disgusting piece of shit. So we got some weird wokery going on here. I think, let me make sure I get this in the right order of wokeness. Colored hairs and things. Actually, I'm gonna save that because it's a little three-parter. We got more Hood Olympic shit going on. Right? I don't know what this is, but let's watch.
This is what we're not gonna do.
Sorry, be very offensive to others who do see it as breastfeeding, because if they say they're breastfeeding, they're attacked, right? And so I always tell y'all about, like, the super liberal stuff, the woke crowd, and they tend to adopt what we call, or what some people call, black behaviors, right? Slang and shit like that. I think words are for everybody, but you see certain groups predominantly using certain slang terminology and stuff. And so once they feel like, hey, we're the saviors of the POCs, we can use their slang, we can use their demeanor too, right? Because that's what we're not going to do. That's a black woman thing, or maybe a gay black man. I think the gay black men started, then the black women take it from the gay black men, and then the wokies take it. And maybe the wokies take it because, oh, it was a gay dude said it, and we're all woke and weird and stuff, and so we're down with that. So maybe that's where they take it from. I don't know. But you see that kind of trend follow, and all of it, the slang, the vernacular, like all of that stuff, right? Shit that back in the day, would be perceived as you're imitating or making fun of somebody, right? But these groups, they all need each other. So anywho, let's get into it.
This people have been getting what they want for forever. If you want to call chest feeding breastfeeding, I don't give two shits. But on my platform, where I want to make people from the alphabet mafia more comfortable because I am a part of the LGBTQ plus community, I'm gonna...
No fucking shit. I'd have never guessed. I'd have never fucking guessed.
Continue to say chest feeding. We live in a society where the word breast has been over-sexualized by the men, by the cis men. So for a lot of us, chest feeding just feels less sexualized. But again, there are those who are non-binary and those who go by other pronouns who feel more comfortable with the word chest feeding. I don't give two shits. I don't give two shits. Not one fucking shit. None. I don't give no fucks, no shits about cis women being offended by chest feeding. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not fucking doing it.
And the thing about these people right here, I don't give a they talk like, I guess, what you perceive as tough, right? But these are the people most likely to break down, to fold up, to cower in a situation of confrontation, right? I'm just telling you, no, I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just saying, well, you see it from time to time. I don't give no, in your safe space, you don't give no shits. But if someone was to confront you, then you'd start with all the offbeat vernacular and you're being harassed and you're being some kind of oppressed, and then it will revert back to that. The tough talk fades away, right? But that's how it is. Anyway.
I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't care. This is what we're not going to do.
You know, I'm going to start saying that maybe the bull ring things, I don't know. Oh, look at this crazy person. Anyway, I'm going to try to minimize my attacks on the people and keep it focused on their ideals, which are severely misconstrued, or not even misconstrued, just misaligned. So let's kind of tie into what this person was talking about. Let's get Farty Fatty off the screen, get him out of there. I hope I play these in the right order, so we'll figure it out. If not, y'all kind of will still have an idea of what's what. It's a 3-parter, right? They've decoded the coding. Yeah, I was gonna say YouTube is getting. I'm telling you, that's why it's just. I said I was gonna do it. I should have checked all the shit out early. Anyway, I'm gonna, like I say, I'm just gonna have to do the lone wolf thing.
One of my favorite things about genderless parenting is you don't correct people when they use the.
All right, it's official. I said I don't know, like it was usually the bull ring thing, but I'm just nose rings period are now a red flag. This makes it now nose rings are a red flag. Sorry, you got one, red flag. Ain't a stud in your nose, red flag.
Wrong pronouns for your kids. That's actually a feature, not a glitch. We use they them pronouns for our kids because we don't want to gender them until they tell us how. However, when other people gender them, that gives them the experience of experiencing those pronouns and seeing how they feel about them, whether or not they like those pronouns that people are using for them. Most children have some sense of gender identity by the time they're 2 to 5 years old. It's just about giving them the tools to understand.
2 to 5 years old is a wide range on the child timeline. Like a 2-year-old is not necessarily the same as a 5-year-old. We're talking about a big distinction here, right? And I believe this person identifies as a trans man who just had a kid, so there's context to that. Maybe I should have said that first.
That. With genderless parenting, we're giving them the tools to understand that there's more options than what's in your pants, essentially. And that they're free to be whoever they are. So when it comes to the time that they're at school, they'll probably have more of a grip on their gender identity than they do now, considering Wes is only 2 and Eden isn't born yet.
What does this mentality, what does this do to benefit the child, to benefit society, to benefit people in any way, form, or fashion? What does this do to improve your quality of life? Roderick, glad you could get out the barbecue sauce bathtub and join us this evening. Anyway, so there's that part. And I think there's a follow-up or a secondary part. I want to say this might be video too.
Here's an Eden update. They are sleeping, so I am not going to bother them. Eden is doing really, really well. So much so that we've stopped the schedule feedings. We're letting them wake up whenever they're hungry and feeding them when they're hungry. And they've had little to no tube support, so there is a chance that the tube will be taken out within the next 24 hours. They passed their hearing screening, which is important because a lot of preemies don't. And they've gained 25 grams, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. Our plan of discharge really hasn't changed. It looks like it's going to be next week. We just have to pass the car seat test and make sure that they're getting enough calories each feeding. If you'd like to contribute to our registry, this would be the time. There's still a lot of things that we do need before Eden comes home.
Yes. Strong and Grand, Shonda, how are y'all doing this evening? Absolutely nothing but hurts the child's mental. I agree. Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. Like, but the crazy part about it is, like, we're saying, oh, these kids won't be normal when they grow up. They absolutely will be, because by this time, everybody's going to be doing it, and those of us who view things a little bit differently, well, you know. Oh, and I got a story to tell, right? Because it was a little one's first day of school, and she shared a very interesting anecdote with me, I guess you could say. So remind me about teachers not knowing Black people's problems. Eden. So I think this is the third part of the Eden update. And Eden sounds like a kind of feminine name. I might be crazy, I might be wrong, but that's just me.
Hi, I'm Sav. I'm trans and pregnant, and I have a 2-year-old, both of which I plan to be raising gender neutral.
Okay, so I fucked up like the whole thing. I told you I didn't watch the videos beforehand because I'm trying to get, I want to be just as shocked as you guys. So apparently this should have been the first video, and I made it the third one. Players fuck up. Yeah.
We need to get away from non-binary being this third gender because that's absolutely not what it is. And raising your child gender neutral is not raising your children to be non-binary. You are not giving your child a non-binary identity. You're just not gendering them until they tell you how. And to be cisgender means that your gender aligns with the sex assigned at birth. Gender and sex are two different things. If you're non-binary, by default you are not cis. Although some people who are non-binary do not identify as transgender, you can be non-binary and transgender because it's not identifying with the sex assigned at birth. Hope this answers your question. Hi, I'm Sav. I'm trans and pregnant, and I have a 2-year-old.
That's going to be a show. Give it 2 to 3 years. I might be stretching out the time. Trans and Pregnant will be a show. Trans and Pregnant will be a show very soon, right? Yeah. That's a car seat test for your ass. Oh my God. It's going to be a show. Expect it. Who's going to watch it? Y'all like reality TV. Enjoy that. I don't even want to go in on it. It's just, I might be indoctrinating myself here. I just might be like brainwashing myself. They're all around us. It's like only 3 of these people on TikTok or some shit. I think I got some more woketry. Let's see what's going on over here.
I just got out of a lecture and my professor said something that really struck me that I feel like should have been super obvious that I just had not like connected the dots on my.
It's about to be something stupid. I can tell it's about to be something dumb. Is this like a mullet? Like, I can tell that it's about to be something that just should have connected. Let's just see.
Before, and that is the fact that the term American citizen is like a racialized term.
You stupid motherfucker. These are bad jobs, really. These are all terrible jobs being made. And it's clogging up the healthcare system. And yeah, if you can avoid the Rona, then you can't get your regular checkups. Doc's office clogged with trans-binary people. American citizen is a racialized term. Let's see where we're going with this.
It's associated with whiteness, whether we want it to or not, because of the way that white supremacy is so like intricately bound with the foundation of the country that we call America, that when you hear the word American citizen, the first thing that comes to mind is a white person. And what's crazy is I have this super vivid memory when I was only like maybe like 5 or 6 years old. My mom was just about to get her citizenship.
Super vivid memory, right? So you mean like you would have all the details, you would know exactly when it is. I was like 5 or 6. It's not so vivid now, is it?
And she was like, yo, I'm going to be an American citizen. And I was like freaking out because I fully thought that my mother was going to turn into a white woman.
You're making shit up now. Now you're just saying stuff for the camera.
And obviously she didn't, but it's just crazy to me how at such a young age I already was conditioned to think that American citizen meant white by default. I just got out of
This is white people. Let's fucking go. This is what I'm saying. See, the reason why that is because everybody else wants to holler racism, wants to blame, the white people for everything. We're going to get into that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a bit. Well, that's why I talk about the prevailing vision. And I got a feeling when I start talking about this, I think Dan may know. Dan's a pretty sharp guy. I think he may know when I start getting on some of this. I think he may know. Let's get some of these people out of here. Guess I don't want to turn into a white man. I can't call myself an American citizen anymore. I put a thing on Twitter. I said niggas will rep their hood, they will rep their city, they will rep their state, but will hate their country. I don't understand how that makes sense. A nigga will kill you over their hood. They might kill you over their city. They'll fight you over their state. They'll argue with you all day long. You call them an American or whatever. They hate America. Like, I don't comprehend the logic. I don't comprehend it. Broderick, shut your ass. I literally take about 5 minutes to gather. I don't even know if I take 5 minutes. Well, maybe. To gather all the videos that I gather. I don't even watch them. Like I said, if I see violence, if it's black women in, I gotta do a run through titty check. That's about it. But I don't really watch. I got one I need to edit because it was actually a pretty good one. So no, I do not spend very long. As a matter of fact, Broderick talking shit. Broderick following the same shit. Broderick be following the same shit I be on. So this nigga in here talking shit, but he be following the shit. So I ain't even finna argue with this nigga. Like the barbecue sauce off your face, nigga. I think I got like 2 more wokey wokes, and then we get some good shit.
Forgive my appearance. I was doing yard work and I just took a shower. Gonna have a drink and crawl into bed early. So I want to wish everybody good night except for Greg Abbott, with some help from my friends here on TikTok. Greg Abbott, I hope that your morning coffee is always watered down. I hope that you perpetually have an itch on your back that you can't scratch. I hope that every time you fall in love with a TV show that it gets canceled and you're left on a major cliffhanger. I hope
this person is social media is a weird thing. First, put this like pause, real weird face, right? First of all, I sleep better at night with your Abbott roast. And this is not roast. These are mild annoyances. And this person seems extremely nervous to say any of these things. Like you see, if you look at that right hand, well, yeah, right. It's all, yeah, Greg Abbott, I hope you watch TV and you don't like the show that you're watching. And I hope that your dog pees on the carpet and you can't wash it. Like, you're just reading some shit.
I hope that every time you fall asleep and you're having a good dream, you get that feeling that you're falling and it startles and wakes you up. I hope that... Forgive my appearance. I was doing yard work and I just took a shower. Gonna have a drink and crawl into bed early. So I want to wish everybody good night except for Greg Abbott, with some help from my friends here on TikTok. Greg Abbott, I hope that your morning coffee is always watered down. I hope that you perpetually have an itch on your back that you can't scratch. I hope that every time you fall in love with a TV show that it gets canceled and you're left on a major cliffhanger. I hope that every time you fall asleep and you're having a good dream, you get that feeling that you're falling and it startles and wakes you up. I hope that...
So like, So like Greg Abbott's in a wheelchair, right? So these like super wokey woke people that are like wishing all this bad stuff on him. Like you're wishing all this stuff on a disabled person, right? What kind of person are you? These are the people who always want to take the moral high ground, the moral superiority, but they are hurling insults at a man who doesn't have the use of his legs. What kind of person are you? Terrible, right? People think they're benefiting the world. And the crazy part again is Greg Abbott had the shot, so he's on y'all's side, right? Again, I was doing work in the yard, and I'm sorry, I'm drinking this weird drink, and it's making me nervous. I'm actually having an allergic reaction to the drink I'm drinking.
Sorry for getting to this question so late. I was out doing stuff with friends, but plagiosexual is on the spectrum of being asexual. Basically, it means that I do not mind giving out sexual acts and pleasures, but when they're reciprocated to me, I'm basically revolted by them, and it's a big turnoff for me. Here's the thing, plagiosexual is a micro-label that asexual sets a spectrum defined as someone who enjoys performing sexual acts for other people but does not want them reciprocated. Plagiosexual may be sex neutral or sex repulsed when it comes to having sexual acts performed on them. It is not the same thing as me being a top or dominant. It's just due to body dysmorphia and trauma. I don't want people looking and sexually touching my body. Sorry.
We learn something new every night in here. Might not be anything useful, but we learn it, right? Delta, I see what you did there. Is that? And I said nose rings, and I said maybe if you have a stud nose piercing, you're okay. But then here you go, and listen to the way these people like.
Getting to this question so late. I was out doing stuff with friends, but
I was out doing stuff with friends. You liar! You liar! You're on the internet, role playing in some kind of fucking VR chat. You stop the lies. You fucking lie. How dare you? I don't even want to know what this word is anymore. I thought you were going to talk about Palacios, Texas or something. The fuck is this? Get this out of here. Get this shit out of here. Are we done with the wokeness? Not quite. We got this thing. I don't know if it's necessarily wokeness, but yeah, let's just watch.
We have two pandemics. We have a pandemic of a Delta virus that's ravaging our community, and we have a pandemic of misinformation. I'm just frustrated that we've gotten to the point where we allow misinformation to equal medical science. They're not the same. We're losing the battle of misinformation, and it's important to win that battle.
It looks like that hospital is overwhelmed with Delta variants, and as they're strolling casually down the hall, I don't see how they can take it. All right, let me bring that back.
We have two pandemics. We have a pandemic of a Delta virus that's ravaging our community, and we have a pandemic of misinformation. I'm just frustrated that we've gotten to the point where we allow misinformation to equal medical science. They're not the same. We're losing the battle of misinformation, and it's important to win that battle.
So, PC, like, you guys are all terrible. Why are you wishing these terrible annoyances on me, right? Look, man, I think certain aspects of Western medicine have their place, right? I have my own thoughts. Talk big pharma, we can talk big ag, we can talk the AMA, we can talk about a lot of these things. We can talk about associations, we can talk about just a lot of stuff, dog. When things get to a certain point, we start having a certain rule, structure, organization, certain protocols, only this works. Certain people who are afraid to think independently, to operate, to actually do real research, they just kind of go with what they know, then I think there are doctors who are like I think doctors should have you should be able to pull up their medical school records. Like they pull up your health record, like, yeah, let me see your medical school record. How well did you do in medical? Like, were you at the top of your class? Did you barely get it? Did you cheat? Because there was a study about a lot of med students cheated. You know what I'm saying? They talk about that. And so, yeah, you might have some stuff and you feel like you worked really hard. And I salute you for going to school for a long time and, your fancy new Benz. But I don't think it's the end all be all. Otherwise, if they were, nobody'd ever get sick. They know everything. There's plenty of them to know everything they need to know about all the medicines, right? About all the human body. We don't. We're constantly in a state of learning. It's always shit it was this last year. Now it's changing to this. Medicines that people were talking about last year. Oh, no, orange been bad. Now they're saying, well, if you give it to them, it's working, right? So I'm not shitting on anybody for the work that they put in. I'm not saying that they're not necessary. But if you're not putting your own personal health first and doing your own due diligence and seeing what's out there, right? Because I am a pretty solid believer in certain alternative medicines and alternative methods. I think that, this is a man-made thing that's floating around, but I think with shit that occurs naturally that there is a natural cure for everything. Therefore, there's always the equal and opposite reaction, right? So I've always believed that if somehow it can be formulated, it can be reversed. It may take a little contingent of things. This just is my mindset. I'm not giving anybody medical advice. I'm just a nigga on the internet. I'm not a doctor. I play one on the internet from time to time. These are just my beliefs. And so I think that, yeah, there's certain things that, hey, I was fucking with the wrong bitch last night. I'm going to need a little bit of penicillin. Cool. Whatever works quickly. But we live in this society where we just want to pop the pill and hope it goes away, or we want to pop the pill and suppress it for a little bit, right? I'm going to take the shot and now we're good to go. But in reality, I believe that there are other alternatives. Everything's not in the form of pill. I believe it's in the form of ingesting. A lot of it's ingesting something, or maybe some type of topical treatment. And I'm not speaking on the Rona, so YouTube, don't come on, you're giving misinformation. I'm just talking about medicines across the board, period. But they don't want you to know that because there's, oh shit. Kicked the chunk out of my motherfucking head. And so, like I said, there's misinformation that I think when it comes to certain things, because like I said, there used to be certain boards and groups I used to be a part of, and when certain things would happen, let me try this out. Or, that a friend of mine had told me about and had a situation, and they were like, yeah, I tried this, I got sick, and I did this, and this, and it actually worked. I was cured the next day. I was feeling better the next day. So I'm like, let me check this thing out. And there were certain things that happened. I was like, yeah, some of this stuff works. So I am a firm believer that it's not just Western medicine. I think the Asians have some things that they figured out along the way. The Africans have some things that they figured out along the way. Natural things that I don't think take the same toll on your body, and they don't come with a commercial with 100 other side effects from you taking it. Like you fucking got a fucking headache, you take a pill, your fucking liver falls out. You know what I mean? Like, I think there are other ways, but I blame Americans because we're all fat and lazy. And we all just want the quick fix. We're all too busy to slow down and really, take care of ourselves the way that we should. And that's why you see certain groups of people, jab or no jab, are dropping like flies. Because, if I told you the truth, well, then I couldn't sell these commercials to, the fucking AIDS medicine or the damn COPD medicine or the damn sleep aids or whatever that shit is, right? But that's another conversation for another den. Maybe later. Let's get into some of this other shit, though. I told y'all Infinity is a reformed pimp. I have footage. Depression, medicine, side effects, suicide. Exactly. Low T, exactly. If I just 3 months died. Yeah, I mean, cutting out the certain fucking, hey, smaller portions, minimize the caloric intake. maybe burn a little bit more. Walk around a little bit more. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And again, you can't say, and again, that's what would happen, right? That we talk common sense, oh, you're out of there. So he said, you'd have been 30 K from losing them again. So they don't want to talk about that. It's only very, 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 very few, exactly. I usually go with the 12-day, but I ain't gonna lie. I fucked that up today. But it is what it is. Hello, Shannon. I hope you're well. Chalk Milk, always good to see you. Anybody I may have missed that I didn't shout out earlier, John. And everybody, like I say, all you lovely folks in the den. But like I said, Infinity, Reform Pimp, I found some old pimping footage of Infinity. I'm gonna share this with you guys now.
She's about 15 years old. 15 years. I ain't gonna laugh and I ain't gonna cry. Okay. All I'm gonna do is pimp or die. My hoe got thighs and I stay fly. When she look a trick in the eye, she say how much pussy you wanna buy.
Ooh, you need to say that shit again. I gotta hear that.
I'm gonna give you some news you can use that'll make a bitch choose and you'll never lose. When a hoe ain't on the clock, a real pimp's money stop. I said, baby, if my pimp is the reason why you leaving, come back next season and I'll still be breathing. See, a pimp gon' pimp and a hoe gon' hoe. Just know what the fuck they doing it for. I get my money every day from a hoe. And I don't need no motherfucker to collect my dough. Cause I'm pretty Pimperdino on Figaro. And pimping them hoes all I know. I stay pimped out from head to toe. And leave a trailer working hoes everywhere I go.
Get that shit.
You ain't working on Figaro, you ain't the hoe I'm looking for. My hoe buy me diamond ring. Cause my pimp is the same. I said, baby, if you can't hang, get up out this game. Now, if a hoe change, they ain't won't be the same. That's what I do. Till they calm like a lame. I make her suck my dick, and I do mean daily. I calm in a booty hole, because I ain't got time to have no baby. I ride that ass like a pony, because I ain't no motherfucking pony, and I sit in her casket at the funeral ceremony. Oh, see, I got a graveyard disposition, and a tombstone mine. I pimp any pimp's hoe, because I don't mind dying. And when I want to fuck, I go in the lion's den. I fuck all the he lines and daddy she lines to grin. I handcuff.
Baby, why you bullshitting? Come on, tell me why you bullshitting. What you know about that sugar free, man? Shout out to this illusion. Appreciate the love, man.
Lightning and throw thunder in jail. I'll pimp the devil's wife if I go to hell.
You wrong for that one. I love you. Your ass is wrong for that one. Go over there. I got. Oh my God. Get you on the side of the car. Hold on. I got him, girl. Shit. So King Dino. King Dino in this motherfucker. Hey, what's up, homie? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. This a real pimp in Cali.
She's about 15 years old.
Now, update. These two women were laughing. Now they're working Figaro for Pimp Dino. That's real pimping right there, baby. Oh, man. Oh, man. Unbeaten, okay. Yes, it's literally a po pimp. They said he's a bum ass pimp or a pimp ass bum. He watched WWE Godfather too much. That'd be bad if it was Godfather. Nicely. Always good to see you. All right, so shout out to Pimp Dino. Get this wokey weird. Doctor can't do nothing out of here. Apparently, this Hood Olympics thing is happening all over the place. Again, nigga try to challenge me with some crazy we gonna fight.
7 steps ahead, round 3.
7 steps ahead.
7 steps ahead, round 3.
Let him breathe. Give me space, y'all.
Man, that nigga doing that shit fast.
Get lonely at the top.
Oh my God.
Get lonely at the top. Make sure you put 2 feet up here. 2 feet on the blue, man. Get lonely at the top. Deep breath and take your time.
Like they really out there watching this shit.
Step on the red, keep one on the blue. This game's for the little niggas, man. Not for niggas 250 and shit. So I need double crates? You want white nigga?
Well, you regretted the decision right there.
250, you ain't. You ain't.
It was ugly.
Told y'all niggas. When the crates start changing colors, dog, you don't do this shit. Dog, when it's multicolored, like if it was all uniform crates, go for it. You got these multicolored crates, you ran out of crates, they just started making levels to the shit. When you're on the blue crate, you almost there, player. You know what I'm saying? You don't step on, you got 2 feet on the red crate. Like you trying to kill a nigga, right? But you know, niggas see shit on the internet. And here we go.
Paramedics on his way for their ass. Paramedics on their ass. Oh, it's over with. Oh, it's over with. Oh, it's over with. Her wig just fell out. God damn, her wig. Her wig. Her wig. Oh, my fucking God, her wig. Oh, my God, the wig came off, baby. She on.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Crack is even worse. What the fuck made you think you was gonna do it in them shoes of anything? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where are all these crates? Milk crates? Can't even milkman ain't got no crates no more. Dog. That's what I'm trying to figure out. This is a easy abortion, I guess. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's terrible. And niggas just coming out the woodworks to watch this shit. Trust me, this is going to go into what we got to talk about a little bit later. We're winding down. I'm going to save the best for last. I don't know what this is.
All right. Good night. Thank you.
Oh, he's sipping something.
Oh. I just trying to get on my head now. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. God damn.
He must have lean in that cup. He ain't spilled shit. That nigga cup did not spill. You gotta love these little vivid ring cameras and shit. So the thing tried to warn him. He gave him a little whistle. I can't listen for shit.
I just trying to get on my head now.
I can't do it. Oh! That shit remind me of fucking Jerome, nigga. Creeks to drag. Oh, very fucking that. So it's to let his ass know not to go drinking and driving. I don't know if he go to that truck or what. All right. Let's see. I think we got, what is this? I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I think I did actually. This is a quick one. I don't know what's going on here, but apparently only in Memphis. Where my nigga Memphis at? I don't know what's taking place.
Only in Memphis.
I don't know if they fighting. It must have been an accident. That would have been what it is, an accident. Nah, it's a scuffle. I don't know.
Only in Memphis.
Middle of the fucking deal. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, I believe that. Only in Memphis. All right. And this will be the last video of the evening. You got some things I'm going to speak on, and I will open up the lines. But
Hey, who is it? Come and see. Bro, what are you on, bro? I'm not opening the door. You stand out there. You're not even supposed to be here.
So you just not gonna come and open the door?
Yeah, he's not even supposed to be here. I didn't tell you to come over here. I don't even know why you're
It
here.
don't even matter. So why did you ignore my calls?
What do you mean? I'm not with you.
Who's that in here?
The fuck you don't worry about who I got in here.
Why the fuck is you not answering my calls and who is this laying in your motherfucking bed?
Bro, you fried. Why?
see, this bitch right here was a natural born side chick. Whoever this chick is, right here laying on this bed. One, she laid up for something that is not dealing with negative screen. She just want people to know, hey, I'm around a man. She just on some form of live something, just sitting there randomly, right? Doing absolutely nothing. Bitch just popped up. She quiet than a motherfucker. She already know the rules. Bitch don't say shit. And then the bitch popped in the window like a fucking, you remember that fucking character? What was that show, Dinosaurs or whatever? And the little motherfucker used to always come through the window and talk. Bitch and popped up in the window. Damn, on some bro man shit. This motherfucker just sitting here cheesing. This is a natural born side. Mama was a side chick. Grandma was a side chick. It's a generation after generation. She was born knowing the rules.
I'm right. Because you fucking playing with me like I'm stupid.
I'm not playing you.
Yes,
I'm not
you
even
did.
with you.
Get your dumb ass up out of here right now.
No, bro.
All right.
Nisha, if you get in that window, bro, it's gonna be a problem.
What's the fucking problem?
Bro, get out of here.
What's the fucking problem? Don't put
Get out of here, bro.
No. You want to be up in here with you?
Bro, hold on. What's wrong with me being up here with her?
Oh my God. You too fucking thirsty to be so motherfucking
The fuck you mean?
Get your fucking off me. Get off me before I beat on you.
Chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. Chill out.
Let go.
You're not even supposed to be here.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm not even with you.
Well, it's new to me. Very unfortunate, right? Rodney Brooks Jr., probably related to Broderick. That's probably Broderick nickname on that other shit he be on. See, I knew it. That's when Broderick don't be in the den. He be on that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really all you gotta do. Because see, the other bitch ain't that crazy. Because if she was, she'd start attacking a new bitch. So she's definitely talk toable. She wants you. You know, just calm everything down. You can make it work. And the new chick, she with the shit. She just wants somebody to be friends with her. So, anyway, anywho, right? Josh, you probably the nigga in the video. That's why you didn't seen it before, Josh. It's probably you. It's probably some shit you was in on. So I said today we're gonna talk about the prevailing vision, right? And you may inquire, what do I mean? I mean that we live in a society now that facts no longer matter. You know, it's all about how you feel. It's all about, you know, quick responses and pardon me, I burped a little. You know, we don't think things through. It's all emotional. Like I say, it's all quick reactions, all reaction, like, you know, shit we're reacting to on the internet, how people respond. We see all these things. And now it's more about, do you agree with the masses or else you're wrong, right? We have a current situation taking place, sweeping through America. We can talk about the jab, the poke, the pension. There's multiple levels that this is going to work on. So you're going to just hear me out here, right? Then, like I said, I'll open up the lines. Just give me a few. It's no longer about, does it make sense? Is there a benefit to it? You know, is there, you know, proper empirical evidence that shows the way we think is correct? That what we're seeking is a solution? You know, before we start doing these things, was there Do we suspend the logic? Which, yeah, I think a lot of us did. We just say it's experimental. We just don't take it, I'm afraid. And so now we're in a situation where there are those of us who say, you know what? I'd rather not. I'm not attacking you for doing it. I'm not any kind of way. If you choose to do it, do it. Hey, I just think it's not the right time yet, right? Then, if you're not buying into the groupthink, you are a problem. You are an issue. Those who do go and do these things somehow feel like they have this moral superiority, kind of like I mentioned earlier, right? Well, I'm doing this because I'm saving lives. You know, that's the thing they tell you. Whose life did you? Can you tell me exactly which life and whose life you said? Like, is it like a cop? Is it like a fireman? Did you like, you know, did somebody get it and when you got the poke, like it just evaporated? Like, whose life did you save? You know, and this is how they convince these people to buy into this stuff, right? They play like they're on this moral high ground. But then there, like I said, those of us who feel like, as an individual, let me think, let me do my research, let me decide whether or not this is a good idea, whether this is a bad idea, whether if I, you know, this could be harmful to me as the individual. But then those of us who think like that are ostracized or demeaned or talked down upon, and we are made to be the bad guys, right? Because you see, what is it? I can't remember the person's name came out. It's the people who are unvaccinated. They're the reason the Delta variant is spreading around. The logic behind that doesn't make a lot of sense because, again, if it wiped through, 5 billion people or so, whatever last year, you know what I mean? Offed a couple, and if we were really being honest about the numbers and the people that were getting offed, you know, I think this would have a different perception. But marketing is a good thing for the prevailing vision, right? And what exactly is the prevailing vision? Well, I would say maybe the guy who's in office now, his prevailing vision is to get the country jabbed for whatever reason. I don't think even he knows why. So they market this bullshit, they push this bullshit. And again, anybody who says why, what's the purpose, you're some kind of bad guy, right? Again, you can do your own due diligence. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. The doctor on the television told me. That guy could be a fucking actor for all you know. You've never seen this guy. It's not your doctor. You know what I mean? You never see the proof of a lot of these things that they say. But there's these angles, and that's why I say it doesn't matter. The facts don't matter. It doesn't matter if I say, hey, you know what? I've been healthy. Throughout this time, I do other things to take my own precautions. You know, we do, well, you're still not jab, you're causing all this stuff. Well, how, if I've never had it, if I haven't ever come in contact with it, right? And that's just being hypothetical. There's no way to tell. I've said, like I said, I'm sure that I've been around at some point in time. I've been around too many people, so I've had to. How am I the causer of the variant, right? If I've never been impacted, never been infecting others, or if I'm quote unquote asymptomatic, then I'm all right, right? How do you prove that I'm the one that did it? They use these terms, they use this vernacular, they say all these things to try to make people buy into something. People don't want to be looked at in a negative light. They don't want to be ostracized from the group. They don't want to be outcast. So they immediately join in with what they think is right, what they think is morally correct. And then, again, if you don't buy into it because you're a smart person or you think for yourself or you're just not a blind follower, you know, they immediately turn on you because you have to have a common enemy in these type of things, right? So they make people who decide to do something different the enemy. And now you got what? You got, and I don't know which side is which, but I think 2 of them have to have boosters now. And then what about the one that told you it was supposed to be you're fully, nobody's fully vaccinated, right? Because now you got to have boosters, so you're never really fully vaccinated. So if you need a booster, how long does the booster last? If the real shots didn't even last you a year, right? Because the shit ain't even been out a year. If the actual shots themselves didn't last you a year, how long does the booster last? How long does the next one last? How many times are you going to have to keep doing this? But instead of thinking about that, it's you, man. You're the reason. Before you ever heard of a Delta variation or a Delta Sigma Pi or Delta Burke, whatever you want to call it, they were telling you that they need, as soon as the shits were coming out, oh, it might not be as effective. You thought you're probably gonna need a booster. So, but these people don't think because everything is responding emotionally, logically, without a shred of sense. You know what I mean? And whether you get it or don't, I really don't give a fuck. Whether if you get it and you believe in the efficacy of it, and you believe in the efficacy of masks and all these things, and you shouldn't be concerned as long as you're doing your part. Because if somebody gets it and they're spreading it to somebody else, well, obviously the other person that they're spreading it to didn't want to do it either. So it's kind of their own deal, right? It's because it's accessible to all the people who want to do it. So the people who are getting harmed by this, you should have no concern for, because they've made their choice. They've made their decision, because they're one and the same. The same person you're mad at for not doing it is only going to infect other people that are not doing it. It should have no say-so on you, even though you still get it when you get the thing. And because we're a country of big folks, everybody's big boned, you know, you still see people clocking out every day. And again, I showed y'all what the story of the black girl. She was but 33, relatively young. The dude in Tennessee, I'm just telling y'all it's so bad. No, what was so bad were the choices that you made prior to this. And then, you know, getting in that situation. Because obviously, whether you have the, as Lou said, snake bite or not, you're still at significant risk. So what you need to be doing, what everybody needs to be doing, is looking out for their own health and reading and finding out what is really keeping people the safest. Because again, if you think some random little weird elf looking dude is saving millions of lives in America, he just knows the health status of everybody, you know, you're confused. You think he gives a fuck about you? You're confused. Yeah, you praise him. Hey, Dr. Fucci, you're the man. Yeah, I love you too. Yeah, in that interaction, but in reality, he doesn't give a fuck about you. It's impossible. It's your job to look after yourself, but we've become so dependent, especially as Westerners, Americans, whatever you want to call it. I can't say Americans because I'm black, right? Because American citizen is a racialized term, that we become so codependent on somebody else doing the thinking for us. Again, a la the thumbnail. It's just that when you refuse to think for yourself, whatever people tell you, whatever the television tells you, whatever the box tells you. And it's sad. And the thinkers, the people who are willing to kind of, you know, hold on, let me reserve, you know, let me actually kind of do some research. Let me try to figure this thing out. Let me look at the common denominators. Let me find facts. There are scientists. There are biologists. There are other doctors who are saying, hey, this ain't quite it. And because they go against the traditional belief, somehow they have to be wrong, right? Because the thing about it is most of us are so busy in our lives, we don't have time to figure certain things out, right? We just don't. So we just go with the common belief, right? And so we just accept what has always been a common assumption. The assumption is you get the thing, you'll be all right. Most motherfuckers are stupid. Most motherfuckers in America have like a 7th, 8th grade understanding. Where we had that show, Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? So all they see is green and red, good and bad. Rona spectrum. We're in a state of yellow. We're in a state of green. Remember when they had those terror threat levels? We always got to keep people afraid and in fear. Whatever happened with those things? Anyway, so I say all this to say that about, you know, the Rona situation. And so as I was kind of thinking about this whole prevailing vision, I was like, this also kind of applies to black folks in America, right? And it kind of ties into what that chick said. The prevailing vision of black folks in America is that we're not Americans. We can't be because we're mistreated and we're all this other stuff. And then you have those who say, well, it's not what you think it is. It's actually pretty different. If you actually think about it, if you actually look at it and you say, hey, you know, it's not as bad as you think it is. Or if you look at these individuals that are caught up in these particular situations, look at the facts around them. It's not what you think it is. But the media tells you this. And again, it's a bunch of people who don't think. They just go with the flow because that's what everybody else has been saying. And it can apply on other levels. But like I said, I don't want to spend too much more time. I do want to open up the line. But I said I was going to tell a little bit of a story today. Little one started back in school today. And guess she was going through her classes and things. She had a class with two other, and I'm probably a bad influence. I'm probably a terrible influence because one, like her room is like right next to my office where I'm at the den. So she'd probably be in there sleeping and the den is reverberating off the walls and she's hearing her head getting indoctrinated with all kind of my beliefs. That's okay though. Because I was asking, obviously first day, what was going on and all that. And she was saying, well, I was in class. I forgot, I think she said her science class or something like that. And she said, yeah, there were two girls in there, right? And I'm kind of not overly teaching her about racial, not necessarily stereotypes, but commonalities, if you will. But she said, yeah, the girl was like, yeah, she was talking about how, she spent all this money on getting her hair done and buying these clothes and going to the mall and, getting nails done and, all this stuff. And then the teacher said that we need to have all our school supplies by the end of the week. And she said, like, under her breath, she was talking to the other girl, the other black girl, and she was like, yes, white teacher doesn't know black people's problems, going to tell us we need the stuff by the end of the week. And I was like, wow. I said, so, and I kind of point out to her, so I said, so you see that she just sat there bragging about how she spent all this money on stuff that's not going to benefit her in school in any form or fashion, right? But yet she doesn't have school supplies. Got clothes, with makeup and nails and all this other stuff. This is junior high stuff. But you don't have school supplies. And the white teacher doesn't understand black people's problems. They ain't got money like that. Priorities, discipline. And so I was listening to something today. It brought up two good points. It was talking about, middle class, upper class, and how rules affect us all. And, why poor people are poor. And poor people are poor for two things. A lack of discipline and they don't produce, right? You produce, you sell, you make money, you don't produce enough. And so anyway, but like I said, I was just listening to that and I'm just like, it blows my mind that this child, whoever this kid is, has probably been brainwashed by their parents. They don't even realize the dumb shit they're saying. Thinking about don't know black people's problem. The problem is your ass didn't go buy the fucking school supplies. And you're worried about some frivolous bullshit that's not going to benefit you in any way, form, or fashion. I wouldn't be surprised if before too long that kid don't make, but it's probably like some no child left behind ass shit. And she'll be all right, right? So it is what it is. Anyway, what are y'all talking about in here? The vaccine shot has your arm and hand numb and aching, feeling kind of. Oh, you did say you had got it the other day. Yeah, and I agree. You know what I'm saying? Don't be stealing my shit, Broderick, trying to steal my Delta Burke shit. I've been saying this. This how y'all know. This is why Broderick ain't gonna be no more. I've been saying Delta Burke for what, like 2 weeks now? You know what I'm saying? Terrible. But again, yeah, just like the flu, just like Hush Puppy. Man, they better leave my dog Hush Puppy alone. That dude, Hush Puppy played himself by being braggadocious with, as all criminals do, right? Everybody wants the attention and the fame. If that motherfucker would remain low key, motherfucker be living the life that he wants to. Make yourself a target. You know what I mean? So, Hush Puppy, congratulations. You played yourself. Yeah, I did. I got me a chocolate bar. I'm in Mr. Goodbar. I just stuck with what I knew. Let me see. Probationary American, yeah. At least for the next few months. Yeah, they're giving away money for vaccines. They're entering lotteries. Like, when has it ever been a thing? Why? Why is it that important? Nobody's clocking out like that. But it is what it is. But Hush Puppy versus going to school is a completely different thing. You know, he's just a Nigerian scammer. Did what was probably in his best interest. This is a child who is in school who should be, or I don't know, let me not assume a correlation you're making. But talking about that, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you got the money, but when niggas get the money, they don't know what to do with it. But I'm talking about this is a child whose parents are setting them up for failure because they're pumping their head up. Say, the white people do you bad, white people do you wrong. I'm gonna get you some clothes, but I can't get you no school supplies. We can't get the money for it. Like, man, saying that kid, if they motherfucking fit last year's clothes and wear them shits and get them fucking school supplies so they can fucking participate in class. So that they don't have their kids doing that shit, and they don't think, oh, it is what it is, and they continue that shit. They pass that shit down generation to generation because it's ass backwards belief. Niggas don't do bad in school because it's hard or because school is racist. Niggas do bad in school because niggas don't take school seriously. Niggas' parents don't encourage them. They don't participate in class. They don't fucking help these kids out. Like, half their parents too goofy nowadays and on the internet and live streaming and doing all this other goofy shit up all night to be able to help their kids out in school, to even know what's going on in their kids' school, to check the fucking syllabus, to fucking make sure they got the proper school supplies. I guarantee mama got a head full of fucking fresh new weave because shit, guess what? My daughter getting her shit done. I can't, I can't let her outdo me. I gotta be good. I gotta look good too. Oh, well, why I can't get no school supply? Girl, I had to get my hair done. I had to get my nails done. I got the 4-inch eyelash. I'm about to fly away. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ass backwards. We got the shit fucked up. And see, what happens is people get mad and upset, you know, what I'm saying. But it's not disproving it. We can make correlations. We can point at other people. But pointing at the other people doesn't make it right. It doesn't make what these people are doing right. We got to get to a point where we got to acknowledge it. We got to start taking responsibility. We got to stop, you know, condoning these behaviors. Like, these are the people that should be ostracized from society because these are the people that are slowing society down. These are the people that should be, we should be banning from the grocery stores and shit. You buy more weave and school supplies, you can't go to the grocery store till you get your kid all the goddamn school supplies. You know what I mean? See, you need a glass to know that was my problem in school. I can't freaking see the board. See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Again, it's just it's crazy, right? And that's the crazy stuff. I was asked 11. Yeah, 11. So like I say, just now starting in junior high. And like I said, so I talked to them. I say, well, these are people that, if those are the way, that's their mentality, these are people that you may not want to be friends with, because you will take on the behaviors of the people that you associate with. And so that's not a behavior that we're going to condone. So we got some rules and some protocols definitely instituted for, you know, junior high. But yeah, it's just it's super wild. As soon as all the kids get out there on their fucking phones, they're doing all that weird shit. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they do. Little one went to head with her natural shit, little bun, whatever. And her hair, no excess weave, no nails, no none of that shit. Do any new school clothes, have fun. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said I don't get it. But I told you I'm not gonna say that I was there, but I seen a thing one time when I was at a place and we're standing in this line and I'm looking at the mama. She got on Jordans, got her nails done, weave in her head. Daughter couldn't have been 10, 11 years old. Jordans, nails done, weave in her head, looking just like her mama. It's fucking crazy. Like, a lot of these women try to make little mini-me carbon copies of their kids. They think it's fun. They think it's cute. And then they wonder why would be on 16 and pregnant. You know, you fucking 32 and you a grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like, Marie Lovely, what's the motherfucking deal? But, you know, it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? It's a fucked up play. Shit, daddy shooting dice in the county jail and they get locked up. You know what I'm saying? Because a decent dad would know better. He wouldn't have his kids doing no shit like that, whether they together with the mama or not. I know there's some issues out there, and it's not always that easy, but the overwhelming majority wouldn't be condoning that bullshit. But yeah, that's the shit. A lot of these motherfuckers just want to be able to take pictures of their kids on the first day of school. Look at all these fly ass clothes I bought them. Look at this. Oh, he got the new J. He got the new Air Max. He got, look at them Gucci. She got the Gucci shirt. She living in the projects. You got roaches crawling on the wall in your live stream and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for priorities. And that goes into discipline. Again, that goes into a lot of things. But, whoopity whoopity whoop. So I was going to open up the line. Give me just a moment. Flip it over. Bloop. I think the line should be good. But, you know, and then, like I said, I was just listening to some stuff. And it really had me thinking about things, you know, especially some of the more liberal mentalities, more that, like I said, when I talk about the prevailing vision, the moral superiority, the things like that. You got these people who just feel like the other day, we watched the video with the white lady. I turned around and they had that family, and I pulled my camera out and I was recording the cop. And the cop said, ma'am, are you recording me? And I said, yeah, I had to because we got to save these people. She felt like she had some type of, she was just and righteous. You know what I mean? Bitch ain't do fucking shit. But she was so happy she had to go and brag about it. You did a whole nothing. You did a nothing and you bragging about it. Like, I gotta tell everybody, I recorded a black family today that almost got arrested. I'm proud of me. Like, bitch, you way on the other fucking side of the media and shit. And if the shit would have went down and they would have got their ass whooped, you're not stopping them from getting their ass whooped. You're just recording this shit. You know what I'm saying? A show about single mothers? Why, yes, I can. Let me put this in my handy dandy legal pad. I got a future den topic list. Some from some of the calls that we've had. All right. Oh, snap. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hey, what's up, Honcho? It's all an illusion.
Illusion, what's good, man? How are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm good, bro. I'm about to change the name to It's All a Delusion.
I think
that's what I'm gonna do next.
That's what it seems like. I'm starting to. I don't know if this stuff is starting to impact me as much as I'm watching, showing these things every night. I don't know if it's helping or hurting. But what you got on your mind?
Well, I think that when you played that video on TikTok of the doctor or the medical assistant, whatever that was, because he's not intelligent, but so he might be a doctor. For him to sit there and say that they're losing the misinformation war is crazy to me, because first of all, nobody is going to be responsible for all of the aftermath of these experiments. The FDA already said they're not taking responsibility. The CDC, the pharmaceutical companies have already created a path for them to alleviate their responsibility, which you sign when you get the poke. Nobody's responsible. I don't know if the companies who are going to participate in mandating it will be responsible, but I highly doubt it. It's insane to me that we are making moves off of something that is not even FDA approved. There is no approval for it.
Correct.
But healthcare workers, and in some cities like NYC, Los Angeles, you know, the super, we only worship the devil here type cities, they're making it to where you already can't participate in society. Now, I thank God that I have eyes to see, like, so, but even before I came into the truth 5 years ago or so, I still didn't take snake bites. I haven't gotten a snake bite in over a decade because it's common knowledge that you can be harmed by them, depending on your genetic makeup. If you go look for, I guess it's not common knowledge, because common knowledge today is that you could be whatever you want to be whenever you want to be it. That's the common knowledge. But I don't think there's a media blackout on. I don't know if you know what the VAERS system is. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's where they can report.
Right. It's government. It's a government website, and then the one that they have in the EU. Let me just grab it real quick so I make sure I don't say anything incorrectly. It's called the UDRA Vigilance European Database of Suspected Adverse Drug Reaction Reports. And it's an EU government website for their same concept as the VAERS system here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Between just those two reporting sites, there have been 30,000 deaths reported and over 2 million adverse reactions reported.
Mm-hmm.
When they were testing out the first swine flu poke in the 70s, after 50 deaths, they stopped. Yet somehow, they're losing the misinformation war. There was a Carnival cruise line whose occupancy, both staff and guests, I don't know if have you seen this?
Mm-mm.
They ported in Texas, in Port Arthur.
No.
Or in Galveston, I'm sorry. 98%, 27 positive cases, all 27 poked. We had our demon governor in New Mexico got on TV yesterday, mandated the masks again, and mandated that all healthcare facilities must require their people to get poked, and encouraged all private businesses to make their employees get poked or get tested once a week, which there is a cancer-causing agent in that test. The one that they shove all the way up into your brain, which they're just preparing you for the nasal poke. It's an aerosol. You can anybody can go do research on that. You don't need a tinfoil hat and the right reception to get that. Like that's a fact. That is what's going to happen. They're going to also make some that you could take through your nose, and there's going to be record-keeping databases that you will wear in order for you to for them to keep up with your status, because there's going to be plenty of boosters and other things that are coming. Now, from the beginning, everything they have said isn't true. They said there was a 95% efficacy rate. Moderna's all the way down to 42% at this point. Pfizer's down to 72%. They said that if you get it, you won't have to wear masks no more. They said that if you get it, that's how we'll reach herd immunity. When you make something in the lab, you can make it to do what you want it to do.
That's why.
And nothing I said is in the well, except for the tracking methods. Nothing I said is an assumption. And if it isn't a fact, it was my thoughts, not Honcho's, not the dude.
Now I gotta come up with the thoughts expressed on this channel are one of them fucking kind of crazy signs or something. No, my thing is though, I agree that or I do what you said with the assumption that it's gonna get to that point, because you see people calling for it. You seen Don Lemon. If people don't have this, they shouldn't be allowed. So you see these people who have these talking heads on television, these people who are in power suggesting these things, and we know how easily influenced the common man is these days, or common person. We don't want to gender people these days. And And if the talking heads say so, they're going to be with you. Yeah, we're doing it for the good of everybody. So we need to track them. So we need to know if I'm next to a person who has it or don't have. I would not be surprised if it gets to that point. Like I say that I'm thankful to live in tech, but I see a lot of, I don't know, Texas seems a little bit different lately. Because like I was saying the other day, I was out in the Wally, I was out in other places where at one point where I didn't see all the masks, I didn't see people as adamant about it. Now I'm starting to see more of it. Now I'm starting to see more and more people, covered up, when people driving in their cars by themselves with their masks on.
With the mask on.
Yeah. So it's like wearing a condom with your pants zipped up and having sex. Like, it's crazy.
By yourself.
Yeah.
By yourself. If you're going to get yourself sick, you're going to do that no matter what. Like, there's no way. What are you doing? Like, it's all a delusion. But yeah, bro, I wouldn't be surprised with the amount of fear and disinformation and actually just negligence. It's just what they're doing is negligence. It's diabolical. It truly is. But with the fear that they're pumping into people, even if Abbott doesn't outright lose, like if he doesn't actually lose, they've done a good enough job of making it uncontestable if a Democrat wins. And I'm not even political, bro. I think that they're all wicked.
Yeah.
Every last one of them, I think, are wicked. But they've done a good enough job that nobody would question it if he lost.
Correct.
Just by smearing him in the media. And he's right about a lot of that stuff, bro. If they would treat people with monoclonal antibodies and ivermectin either before they contract it or right after they're diagnosed, then we would already have super low numbers of critical illness and death. Because that's what those drugs were designed to do. And I'm not even for conventional medicine.
Yeah.
I don't take aspirin. But I can at least admit that there's been enough done to prove that they have efficacy.
Right.
Like, we're walking around in a stage 3 clinical trial, and they're mandating it on the people. And people are like, yes, save us. Oh, God, Fauci, my Lord and Savior. Like, what are y'all doing? Look, and if you're the type, I doubt that anybody in the den is like this, but if you happen to listen to this, I want you to know, if you're the type of person that thinks that you have a right to tell somebody that if they don't get what you got, that they don't deserve to feed their family, you're a demon.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
For real.
But some people are that fearful. Some people are that, and again, like I don't understand is if you were so confident, if people who were so confident in what they did, if they got the, like you call it, the snake bite, if they're wearing the face coverings, if you're that confident this stuff works and that these people are giving you the proper protocols, why are people so angry? Why are people still so fearful? If you've protected yourself, I don't understand what you have to worry about. I don't know if you were in here yesterday. Did you see the video of the guy in Australia?
I was in there, but sometimes I have to get out. I have actual work to do from time to time. So yeah. I don't remember seeing that.
Okay, well, what it was is, they basically, he said he took a test. Nobody called him. He didn't get a text message or anything of a positive result or anything. Cops basically just showed up at his house. They had some type of medical workers in a van. They basically told him, come on out, get a bag. You tested positive. We're going to take you to a health hotel. And the guy, he wasn't out there coughing or nothing. He didn't look like he was just like kind of posted up his car. Like, I don't know. I never got a response back from it. I didn't know anything. Dude was a big dude. He was kind of jacked, like the strong looking dude. And he was just kind of like, I guess I got to go to this health hotel now. And that's the crazy thing about it. Like, you can't even stay in your own home now. I think they said in New Zealand they had one case, and so now they're reissuing a lockdown for one case. And like I say,
I did see that.
People are losing their fucking minds, man. It's crazy. People are relatively healthy,
It's
but
a
just because you
delusion.
tested positive, or we know there's faulty tests and all this other shit out there, but they're taken to a health hotel, a fucking camp. That's probably what that's more
Could
like.
you imagine, bro? Could you imagine? And then in Canada, I don't know if the bill passed yet or not. It wouldn't surprise me if it did. But in Canada, parents don't need to give consent for their children to get it. They're trying to sneak it by out in California. In Canada, they were offering them some ice cream, bro. Hey, if you get this, we'll give you some ice cream.
The kids do anything
Like,
with ice
damn.
cream.
Do you motherfuckers not see how little they think of you? Here's $100 if you'll do it. $100? What the fuck is that? That's a couple tanks of gas these days if you drive a compact car.
Yeah.
The fuck you gonna do with $100, bro?
That's crazy shit, dog. That's why. But I heard they're actually there. I think what's the name just came out, and that's why I say I know Canada's really out of there. It was a couple of weeks ago. Trudeau was like, "Yeah, we're building a new. I can't remember if it was Pfizer or Moderna. Yeah, we're building a new facility here in Canada." And he was all excited about it. That way, we'll be on top of it when new pandemics happen. Like, oh, so you're planning? Y'all planning for the new ones that y'all are going to create, the new ones that y'all are going to bring forward. Like, who anticipates? I mean, of course, shit happens, right? But who anticipates that this is going to happen? It's almost like you're expecting it because you know something. Like you're intentionally making these things happen.
Well, they do. So I'm sure do you know about Event 201?
I've heard about it, but
All right, so Event 201 was hosted by the Johns Hopkins Medical Research Center. You could watch the entire thing on YouTube, along with all the other prepping that they do. That's how blatant they are. But see, if you go watch that shit, it's got 30,000 views on YouTube. But Lil Nas X sucking dicks has 200 million views on YouTube. That's the problem that we're in right now. That's the problem that we're in. But you go watch it in Event 201, they told you what they were going to do. You could still go watch it. They don't even take it down because they're like, these dumb motherfuckers. They're not even worried about it, bro. You could go to, it's called the Center for Health Safety or something to that effect is the YouTube channel. The Center for Health Safety. And it's hosted by Johns Hopkins, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And everybody that was there was either a banker of some kind, couple of military type of people, the CDC from China and the CDC from the US, and they played out this whole thing on YouTube. And we're just over here. And that's the beauty of social media now, because I've always been against social media. I still don't have a Facebook. I don't have an Instagram. I just downloaded TikTok yesterday, and I thought I was gonna dye my hair green. Like, that shit was crazy. But the good part about it is that it still reflects that there are some people out there who haven't drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why they're taking this approach of trying to persuade people still. But only two things could happen at this point. Either they're going to stop trying to persuade people and force it, or they're going to take a step back and roll out one of their other plans that they have. But then you could go watch it on YouTube and be ready for it this time, if that's what happens.
There's another one. There's something else I saw. It was I forgot who it was, but they're supposed to be having some type of it's an economic disaster that they're testing for. I forgot which group. Well, I saw this was probably about 2 weeks ago too, and it was supposed to start a couple of days after I saw it. That we're doing a what's the word that they use? It's always some kind of, not a test. Shit slipping my mind right now, but basically, they're playing it out to see what would happen, and so they're talking about like a worldwide economic collapse, and they're supposed to be, anticipating what would happen and all these other things. So, like I said, all
yeah. I think they're doing that at the World Economic Forum, but it's the same thing because it's still funded by Bill and Melinda Gates and the crew.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still the same. It's still the same concept. But yeah, that's definitely next, bro. They're not handing out money because they give a shit about you.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is that when you take away the financial independence of any individual country, which they've pretty much already done, wars are fought over resources and to change their monetary system. which is why over time, through all these different wars that have happened, especially in the Middle East, those have only taken place for the purpose of changing their monetary system. So everybody is on the World Bank now, meaning that they're on fiat currency, meaning that they have money and no goods to back it up. You, with your birth certificate and social security number, are the goods to back it up. There's no gold or silver. You are the backing for the money. So once they crash that, there's going to be one cryptocurrency. That's what it'll be after that. So that's their plan. And people should pay attention, because you're going to be on one side or the other. And make no mistake about it, this is about good and evil. Make no mistake about it. This is not about anything other than that bastard that has a short time left trying to make his last stand before he gets dethroned, because Satan is the ruler of this world, as you could tell.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, I used to have a lot of questions, but the more TikToks I see, the more convinced I am. Because there's a point in time there's like no way you could tell me that the things that these people are saying openly and in public are acceptable. And then you see these people get this shit, get, like you say, 30,000, they get 100,000, 500,000 people views supporting them, and like I say, it's more widespread than you want to believe. So I definitely agree.
Well, and that has a lot to do with algorithms and censorship, and because that's all fact checkers are. They're just censors. They're not actual fact checkers. They're just censoring you. And that's why those types of things get exposure, bro, because I promise you, way more people are interested in the den. But they're not going to put that in anyone's algorithm.
Oh, no.
Like at this point, if you know about it, you know about it. And if you know somebody who's like-minded, tell them about it.
Absolutely.
Because this is all we have left, bro, before they shut this shit down on us too. This is all we have left for our communication, because if we can't communicate, then the chances of us making a stand are little to none. And that's the whole point of it. So people should, if you know people who are like-minded, you should be telling them to get into the den or other things similar to it. I would say the den though. And some of you mofos need to start paying your tithes. You got the same little $sign button on the lower right-hand corner of your screen too. You guys need to start paying your tithes.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, but like I say, cause it's going to be a point where this thing is going to have to, like I say, I have to do my due diligence, because I mean, we know what we're dealing with now. We know, we see channels every day, that probably aren't saying things, a tenth of some of the things that we're talking about, and they get yanked for this, that, or the third. So I definitely have to do my due diligence in making sure that the necessary backups and having a contingency plan is definitely in place.
Man, I know people, you said you do have a Patreon, right? Have you ever started putting content on there?
I put like random little stuff every now and then. And when I was doing recorded video, I was going to put like just releasing the recorded videos earlier. And I think there's a few random pictures of Scotty, but like, because like I said, I think, they didn't have like unless I'm doing it wrong, like a way to directly do videos. So I was trying to find another place to upload certain stuff and then share them through there. And then I forgot what I was using, and it wouldn't let me do it. It might have been, it wasn't Odyssey, because I think I had some shit on Library or I think it turned into Odyssey now and whatever. And it wouldn't let me use those links for a while. And so I kind of stopped fooling with it for a minute. So I hadn't been as consistent on the Patreon as I should.
Well, I think your Sauce channel will be okay, but if you want to keep the den going long term, you might want to start transferring over there slowly. You know what I mean? Just because I have a couple people that I follow on Patreon, but they're more like what you would call religious channels. Mm-hmm. But they go off, and nobody ever gets their stuff taken down over there. I'm sure eventually they'll come for it, but as of right now, they'll go off in there, and they'll say some crazy stuff, and they don't have anything to to prove what it is they're saying. They're going strictly off of their intuition, which honestly, in this day and age, your intuition is going to be better than the fact that they're giving you, if you have the ability to think critically and three-dimensionally. Your intuition is a much better place to get your information from, because if you're a man of God or a woman of God, that's how God speaks to you, through your conscience. Like when you hear people say, God told me, sometimes they're just saying something and trying to get attention or trying to get money or something like that. But for a lot of them, they're just saying that their conscience spoke to them. Because that's how God communicates with you, is your conscience. So people also shouldn't get into the trap of feeling like they need to prove every little thing if they're connected with their creator.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, Honcho, that dude had me mad the whole stream. I wanted to get on and bitch for a minute, so I appreciate the platform for my complaints. Hopefully, I didn't do no damage to your channel.
Nah, man, this is stuff that needs to be talked about. Like I say, we have no worries up here. We're gonna be all right.
And just to bring some relevance to the scriptures, if you don't mind, can I just say something real quick before I hang up?
Go ahead.
All right. So in the book of Second Thessalonians, in the 2nd chapter, which is a letter written by Paul the Apostle to the Hebrews and maybe the Gentile converts, I don't know, but in Thessalonica at the time, he's given them some information about the time that we're living in now. And I'm sure other civilizations and other societies throughout history have felt this way. And we're in the time period that we feel this way, and it may be the actual events of the end of days. It says, but let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So we've experienced the falling away. Even the church is crazy right now. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things, and know ye not that withholding that he might be revealed in his time? For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So that means that something was restraining all these psychopaths with the nose rings and the purple hair. Something was restraining them. That restrainer has been moved out of the way at this point. And then it says in verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, God, not Fauci, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And that's where we're at right now. I ain't get way further into it, but the restrainer is gone. God is sending this delusion. And right now, we're in a moment in time where we need to pick our side. And once you pick that side, stay on it. Don't come asking us for help after you picked your side. You picked it. And that's all I got to say.
All right. Sound illusion, man. I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts with us this evening, sir.
All right, bro. Be blessed.
All right, you too. Thanks. Again, I tell y'all often, I grew up, Jehovah's Witness, right? And I probably stopped going around the age of 13-ish, probably when I midway through junior high. Actually, probably more so around when my sister started getting really sick, right around that time. But there's things I remember from young, right? Certain things, like I'm not adept in the verses. I told you when I was on my vacation, I read the Old Testament, and I said I want to get into the New Testament. I keep telling myself I need to start making time for it. But there are things that I remember, and it was crazy because, like I said, back then Either I just did not have a full grasp and understanding of the world that I was living in, or now things are really coming to fruition in a way that I keep thinking about these things. I think about these things often. See, I'm not a religious person, and like I say, I have a lot of knowledge I would need to acquire. But it's just like, it's certain things that keep standing. I'm just like, why do I remember these things? Why does this trigger off this thought or whatever? Man, I think it's definitely had to jot that down. So I'm definitely gonna go back and read that. And it's crazy that I actually have a Bible right here, and I have not been in it like I need to. He's much more knowledgeable than Broderick. Broderick is a dirty deacon. Coming here talking all that stuff. Michael Jackson, Prince. Man. I was thinking about some things, right? And I'm going to say something that I don't even know if I want to say it. But as of late, I've been holding myself to certain standards and trying to be consistent on certain accords, right? And so let's be honest, right? There are some princes today that just can't sing, that can't necessarily play instruments, and we don't think of them so highly, right? We don't think of them so favorably. Prince had a lot of questionable behaviors, right? A lot of questionable behaviors from Prince. I don't know how acceptable some of those behaviors were. Purple rain, purple rain. You know, the same thing with Kales, right? And I'm not saying Prince was on no Kales stuff, right? But must we separate the man from the music, the behaviors from the music, or are they one and the same? Are you trying to say that my vocal aspirations are not adequate for the den? Terrible. Terrible. And Mr. Otis, okay, I will inquire. Yeah, right. Michael's daddy beat him famous. So there's that. And shout out to 17. I appreciate the love. 1999 movie. I'm not a movie buff. And it's I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna be like, damn. Let me see. Somebody already say it. The slaves of the Herbalife community. You slaying Herbalife? Say JW turning to Herbalife extravaganza. It's terrible. Was it a scary movie? Scary movie came out in 99? Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. Yeah. Didn't Elvis die on the toilet? Is that true? Because I might have been spreading that lie to somebody. I can't remember. I was Cairnway Dr. 2000. It was Cruel Intentions. Oh, did I watch Cruel Intentions? I may have. I might not have. Cruel Intentions was the one with the where they like stepbrother and sister or something like that. And they were kind of real weird. Some really strange type stuff. That family even maybe not should be doing that type weird stuff. Oh man, I don't know. I have no idea. If we're talking like we start talking about naming actors and shit, I don't even know. I'm terrible with actor names. I'm terrible with movies and shit like that. Like that's what I say. I guess I just give it to my. I won't say I give it to myself. I've just never been certain cartoons. I guess I could say yeah, but just certain TV shows. I just never really got into them too much. The whole him on the toilet is not something they'll say, but he's found on the floor in the bathroom. Was his ass in the direction of the toilet? Eating Italian hero? Oh, terrible. So there could be worse ways to go out, right? Okay. Oh, thank you very much. That's tough, bro. Like, you know, man, that might be a thing. That was something I was talking about the other day, false idols and stuff like that. I don't know. But as we're getting close to that time to get ready to wind it down, excuse me. Lisa Marie? That whole Lisa Marie Michael thing was a real weird thing, right? Lisa Marie looks like if anybody back then wasn't a sexual. But can't get a job, had a heart attack, went to dog. Zoom video with the mom and the son. And see that. Oh, I did say I was gonna talk about who was it? The kid, the mom that got shot by the kid on the Zoom. Yeah, I fucking forgot to talk about that. We're gonna save that. I got this thing. I guess when I get up here, I gotta prep my stuff for the gym in the morning, take my ass to bed. So I've been doing this thing. It's called trying to like be on time. It's kind of cool. It's a habit I'm working into. Like I say, I'm breaking a bunch of old habits. You know, you can change. You can teach an old dog new tricks. You know, based on a series of just rendering agents. Nah, that would be terrible. Maybe not like, probably not. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to get like I'm gonna have to get one of them active den conversations. We're gonna definitely have to talk about some homework. We're gonna have to have one of them men versus women dens up in here, so we get the ladies to call. The ladies ain't been calling in. We're gonna have to get down to the secret of why women can't lift the toilet seat up. You know what I mean? Because they always want to complain about men, you know, not putting the toilet seat down, right? Well, why can't y'all put the toilet seat up? Why does this only work one way? So that's what I need to know. Gonna oh, that's tough. 120 days. So what? That sounds terrible. 120 days of Sodom sounds awful, right? Oh, the prevailing vision. Yeah, actually, you know what, Michael, that's I guess in that aspect of it, on that part, yeah, that was the vision they tried to sell us, right? Herd immunity, and we'd beat this thing like smallpox. But again, like I say, my deal is this, right? When it all comes down to all this, like I said, I don't care if you get the pokey poke. If you don't, that's your choice. But you shouldn't be ostracizing the people who don't. And that's my whole deal. Like, that's my whole deal about what's the point? Because you're going to get it no matter what. If you get the shit, you get the shit. If you get the C19, you're going to get it whether you got the poke or not, right? And I don't even think that really matters. I think it's just your overall physical condition. Because if it was that much of a deal, what is it, like 30% of Americans are like morbidly obese or something crazy like that, or seriously obese, and then you got like the majority is overweight, but like you got a big chunk that's like super out of there. And so it's not helping those people, right? Again, it's crazy. Yeah, I definitely don't want to. I've never seen that Eyes Wide Shut either. Women will not say because we don't fall in the toilet, but they do if the seat is in a certain position. I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the variants are based on the non-vax, then that means variants started last year. So that means everybody, if you're just now getting the poke, you were probably part of the variant then last year, because everybody, it was running through the whole country last year with no jabs, right? So if that was the case, then that means it had to start initially doing that then. It didn't just start now after I got jabbed. Now you caused a variant because you didn't do it. Well, if you had it before a jab ever came out, then you caused it. Like, you're part. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the misinformation. Like Luz was talking, that's the misinformation that they're putting out there, and they're trying to create a common enemy. And they're trying to make the people who are thinking for themselves say, you know what? I don't think this is a good idea for me. I know my health risks. I know what health concerns I have. Maybe I got heart trouble. Maybe I don't want to get that because I've seen it. It's caused heart inflammation. You've seen all these people, falling ill and having issues. So maybe I don't want to take that risk, right? Maybe I'd rather deal battling the C19 than, getting a shot and then having heart inflammation. Oh, well, again, all these people. Again, fear is a powerful motivator, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? So it's super crazy, bro. Yeah. Yeah, nothing. They changed it. They don't. When is the last time you heard someone say herd immunity, right? Real, I see you calling. I'm not taking. I'm about to sign out. But they giving out guns for the jab. I'm sure damn sure don't want it. Man, they've done all kind of crazy shit. They've had, like I said, little lotteries and all the other shit. Matter of fact, I need to check. Look, what's the what was the Powerball, like at 250 or some shit? I think both the Mega Millions are like something like that. I'll say I don't have that type of fortune. You know what I'm saying? But if I was to ever get lucky, that's why I got to play only when it's like 9 figures. And I'm telling you, I'm dead serious. If I was to ever hit that bitch, ranch with walls in that motherfucker, armed guards at the fucking, manning the posts and shit. If you're gonna work, you're willing to work, you come in, you have a free residence, all that good shit. Gotta be careful, because agents are willing to go undercover for the long haul, so I'd have to find multiple ways of screening motherfuckers. But let's say we can grow our own shit, mow our own shit, go teach our own kids. We're gonna be like some damn Amish people with satellite internet. So there's that. All right, man. I gotta call it out. I know I do appreciate y'all. I do fuck with y'all. Let me take this off. Fucks with y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I definitely thank y'all for being here. But we're gonna get into something. I'm gonna figure out something to get y'all good and riled up tomorrow. I got a couple of things in mind, but we might go with Marie Love's topic, right? We're gonna talk about single moms. Everybody loves single mothers, right? It's always a firestorm of a topic. So with that being said, though, everything ain't for everybody. I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for being here. Make sure you're following all the proper social medias listed below. That way, if you don't get the YT notifications, and when I say YT, I'm talking about YouTube, not white people like some of these TikToks. American citizen, you're talking about white people. It's so crazy. We didn't have any violence today. I'm gonna go find some violence. We'll have some violence tomorrow. But I really do appreciate you, each and every one of y'all. So I thank you. Thank you for being a part of this community. Again, it's my honor. It is my privilege. But more than anything, it is my pleasure. Right? And I want y'all to take care of yourselves. And, you know, talk a lot of shit in here. And look, I know we got people of all different types. We got white, Hispanic, Black. We got an occasional Asian that comes in sometimes. I don't, every now and then. No, not Chicago Mike. He used to, but not anymore. We got big people. We got small people. We may have some overly large people. And I talk about a variety of folks, right? And some people find it hard to comprehend. When I say things, I'm not speaking about any of you personally, right? I don't know everybody's story. I try to get to know as many of y'all as I can, and I have a chance to. And I don't necessarily attack anybody personally. I try to attack thoughts, ideas, and behaviors. So when I show these videos and I talk about certain groups having these behaviors, if you're a part of that group and you know that you don't engage in that behavior, I'm not speaking about you. Even if you are a wearer of the weaves and the extended eyelashes and all that stuff, if you know you don't act like that, if it does not apply, let it fly, all right? Because like I said, it's a different thing when you actually get to know somebody. I have a different interaction with people when I get to know people versus, you know, having to make general statements. But there are always these common denominators. People say a lot of those same things about me. But with that being said, again, like I said, I appreciate y'all. Take care of yourself. Good night. You ain't got to go home. You got to get the fuck out the den. Now I'm shutting the door. I got to bring back the door shutting scene. That's what I need to do. Just kick y'all out and just shut the door on y'all ass. And y'all just got to go.